Peace and love, everyone. I hope this video finds you all well. Well, in today's video, I am going to be answering a question from one of my subscribers. The question that she asked is a legitimate question. I think more women should ask questions like this. It's very important because you can learn before you go into motherhood or anything like that head on and you don't know. So it's only wisdom to ask around, especially people who've been solid in their relationships and businesses and other things for a long time, to ask them questions so you don't make the same mistake, or you listen to wisdom and find out what path you want to go down. So I applaud you for asking this question. It's a legitimate question. Thank you for even asking it. Lady that asked the question named Coconuts. Okay, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. All right, thank you for everything. I have two questions. As a woman who's constantly evolved, how are you learning to reconnect with your feminine energy outside of motherhood, marriage, and business? What does that version of you love to do? When you say evolved, that's correct. That's exactly how I feel as a woman. I feel like I'm constantly trying to evolve, okay? In my life, where I'm going in life, I feel like I have to evolve. Spiritually, physically, take care of yourself to your best of your ability. But spiritually, I do feel like I have to evolve. I can't stay the same. And I don't feel like I came here in this world to stay the same and not evolve. I just, something in my spirit just feels like I have to evolve. So when you said evolve, I was like, wow, that's exactly how I feel. Like I have to evolve, all right? Now, when you say, how do I reconnect with my feminine energy outside of marriage, motherhood, and business? Well, here's the thing. I never disconnected from my feminine energy while I did those things. Some people might not understand this, but if you want me to go deeper into depth with it, I don't mind. But I'm gonna tell you as much as I can here. I never disconnected. What I did do is, when it came to motherhood, I connected more, or should I say, plugged in more into my feminine energy. Okay? Because before I was a mother, I was working full time and I was going to school. All right? So that's not all feminine energy because I'm working. All right? So when I became a mother, I pulled the plug on the work. And then later on, I pulled the plug on the schooling to connect fully with my feminine energy. And I'm not suggesting that everyone else do that I'm talking to. But what I am telling you is my experience. At that time, I wanted to be available to my child fully. Because work does something to you, and going to school at the same time, that's like double. And when you're a mother, you're plugging in, where you should be, plugging in full time to your full force, shall I say, into your feminine energy. You're a mother, you're a caretaker, you're caring for your child, especially when they're newborn. You have to be there 24/7. If you're breastfeeding, it is 24/7, especially if you're not doing the pumps or anything like that. It's 24/7, all right? So in that I chose to plug in full force feminine energy. And I chose this, mind you, because you can pick and choose. Everybody has, and the ancients have also said that everything has feminine and masculine energy. Men and women, know it or not, have feminine and masculine energies. Okay? When it came to my marriage, I had to balance my feminine energy because a woman in her marriage, in my opinion, if you're, how can I put this? Because I can't tailor it to everybody, but this is based on your conditions, okay? If you rich woman and you married a rich man or whatever, you might not ever have to tap outside your feminine energy. You know, you're just sitting around, you're just all up into your feminine energy. You have to do nothing. You have maids. You have people come in and cook for you. You can just doll up every day and just feet hardly touch the floor, okay? And that's a woman who can marry and be fully into feminine energy. But here's the thing. I don't recommend any woman be fully feminine energy, you know, if you're not taking care of a child or whatever, because there are things in life that shows up wherein you're going to have to tap more into your masculine side of it. You know, marriage, sometimes he might not be able to cut the grass. If your finances are not there, you have to use common sense on these things. If your finances is not there, you know your husband is overworked. The grass needs to be cut. You live in one of those neighborhoods where you just can't have your grass looking any type of way. And he said, babe, can you cut the grass? Now, here's the example. Either I can be an overbearing woman that tries to be overly feminine and not take my husband's feelings under consideration, that he really needs me to step up and do this. Or I can, I can be that woman and say, no, I'm not doing that. Women don't, because I'm hearing a lot of this lately, and I'm a feminine woman. I'm going to spend my feminine power. I don't cook clean. I don't do this, and I don't do this, and I don't do this. Okay? You have to look at the conditions that you're in, and you have to weigh them wisely. And you say, you tell your husband, I don't do that. I didn't marry you to do that. You're going to cut that grass, and I ain't going to cut that grass. Women don't cut grass. You can say that. Yeah, you can say that. Women don't cut grass. Okay? Or you could be the woman, the peaceful woman, the wise woman, because the other woman, she's creating what? She's creating discord. You don't want to create discord in your house. Now, sometimes you do fuss a little. Now, I'm not one to try to be fake up here, okay? You are going to have arguments in marriage. It's how you, well, that's a whole nother story. But let me stay on course here. Or you could be the woman that say, okay, all right, so you're not going to be able to do it? Okay, I can see what I can do. I can put my gloves on, I'm going to go out there, put my jogging pants on, and I'm going to try to cut the grass. It's exercise anyhow. Find something good, to attach it to. While I'm cutting grass, I can lose a few calories, you look at the joy in things sometimes. But the other woman, she's going to create discord. Now, he might be the type of man that'll listen and say, oh, okay, well, you feel like that, but it has to wait until I'm rested, because I'm not going to be able to do it no time soon. If he's that type of guy, if he's more of a masculine man, I'm going to tell you right now what he's going to say. You just don't want to work with me, do you? He's going to be angry. He might hang up and he might be mad, but there'll be some anger there, underhanded anger, from you trying to be overly feminine or whatever, and don't want to help. So, having said that, and I hope I made a good example, sometimes you have to turn it on and sometimes you have to turn it off. And I believe everybody should be wealthy. But if you happen to be on this earthly plane and I ain't gonna say you're lucky, but it might be in your destiny to be rich, destiny, or however you came across your richness, between you and your higher self. But everybody's not that, and everybody's not going to marry rich. Let's be honest here. Everybody's not going to marry a rich man. Even though I see a lot of you ladies online. Now, in all my little downtime, I've been watching some stuff and I've been seeing some stuff. I see a lot of you ladies up there telling me, I'm going to give me a rich man. I'm going to leave these dusties alone. Got some wisdom for y'all. But I'm going to say this, though. Everybody is not going to marry a rich man. And a rich man don't want, a lot of times, women that don't come from good backgrounds. Sometimes they will, but sometimes they want a woman that came from a background of means just as much as they have. They'll check you out really good if you're not from that type of background. Also, a lot of times rich men can't be fooled by your artificial persona. You can dress up all you want, but garbage stinks and you can smell it. Okay, how much you dress up garbage is going to stink. All right, so let's be mindful of what we're doing when we're trying to go out here and look for a husband or something like that. I'm not saying don't try to find somebody who's rich, but just be open to the universe finding you somebody. I say don't go looking for them. When you go looking for them, I think you're looking for trouble. You're gonna find trouble. Just be open that whoever your soulmate is, whatever you want to call them, you be talking about twin flames and all these things these days. Let them walk into your life. So ask the universe, can you bring somebody to my life that I can get along with? Just be open, because you put too much pressure on the universe to I want this. You remember, man, shoot, you know, and the universe find you somebody, because you know what? Ain't nobody gonna be perfect, you know, coming in, because you don't know people like you think you do. You don't, when you meet a person, you don't know them like you think you do. You're meeting their representation of themselves. People have different selves. I don't know if y'all know that. They have a social self that you'll see in public, a public self, that's what I want to say. And people also have a home self. Two different people. Now, married women know. Y'all know your husband is one way in public and another way at home. He probably knows the same thing about you. But if you've been married for over 7 years or something like that, you know that there's a difference in people when they're home. You notice that in your children. When your children at home, they're one way. And when they get in public, I just learned something about some of my children when they started going in public more and more. That's your personality. And you look, but you know they charge you. You got children, you know who they are based on their astrology. So, but there's different aspects. Everybody not the same just because you got the same sign. Not the same. That's another subject for another time. But I'm like, is that you? But they have different personalities from where they're home. You know, different personalities. So you have to respect that. You want to get to know the home side. Once meeting a person, you done met the representation. What is he like at home? And a lot of people don't like the men when the home man. You like that man you met, you go back to your friend, he was fun, he's spontaneous, girl, he's just the life of the party. I love him so much, girl, he's everything. Okay, marry him. 5 years down the lane, you sit around, looking at TV, and then you go around, oh dang, that ain't the same man. Well, he has two sides. You can go have to learn to love both sides, or don't love nothing at all. But that's a whole other story. But turn it on and learn to turn it off. And that's what I did. I learned to turn on my feminine energy when I needed it and turn it off. Okay? So in business, same thing. Now in business, I had to turn feminine energy off a great deal. Okay? I was tapping more into my masculine energy, especially when it became a one-man show. Feminine had to be closed and knocked out the door. Okay, I'm grabbing packages, 20 at a time. Gotta take it to the post office, UPS, wherever. You have to tap into your I had to tap into my masculine energy. Okay, learn how to tap it out. I'm not here to be cute right now. Put a cap down on my head. I gotta get this work done. Okay, I gotta put my grown woman panties on. I have to put on my masculine cap, and I and I have to take care of business. Because anytime a woman works, I don't think biologically it's good for a woman to work all the time, according to her body. But when a woman works, she's turning off a lot of feminine energy. Okay, no, they're not. Turn off a lot of feminine energy. And I think that's the reason why a lot of women are bothered by a lot of problems. A lot of problems in the uterus and things like that. Feminine energy being turned off. And sometimes when a woman overworks and have too much, it's harder for her to conceive, to have a baby. If you find that you've overworked and then you're trying to conceive, you get married, and you're trying to conceive both your husband and you works, and you're trying to conceive, you might want to, if your husband can sustain you all financially, now you gotta use common sense. You might want to quit the job if you can. Get in relaxed mode, get into your feminine energy, become that empress. Sit back, get waited on, give it about a month or two. Let them eggs relax and get into your feminine energy. Get your nails done, all that stuff, and relax a lot. Just relax. And you might find that you turn back on that estrogen, and the body's going to help you out. Okay. So in business, I had to turn it off all the way almost. When I did do that, I noticed changes in my body. My hair got better doing that. It was a lot. It was like the body adjusts to what you're doing. As a man and a woman, it adjusts. Okay? What does that version of me love to do? So, as I said, that version never disappeared. I just adjusted the version. You would catch me reading, studying what I want to study, reading obscure books, very old books, and relating the knowledge to somebody. And sometimes I think I wear my husband's ear out with it. But he be sitting there, yeah, did you know? Yeah, babe. No, you ain't paying attention to nobody. But anyways, that's what I love to do. I love to find out history, read about certain history, and find out what really happened in history. Relate that. I like to read. I like to share knowledge. And I find that I'm in the right place now. I am doing what I love to do right now. Right? Leaving the business, took that ball and chain off my ankle. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I looked at my husband, I'm going back to YouTube. And I was confident, and I was like, he's like, you really? I'm going back to YouTube. I said, I'm feeling like the energy is calling me. Go back to YouTube. I felt so light that I go back. Because with the business and all of that, it was a hard juggle too. It was a hard juggle. But you have to learn how to turn it on and turn it off. As a woman, you don't want to be too overly feminine all the time where you can't do anything. You know, the husband come in the house and he been working. Oh, you know, and y'all putting on these fake voices. I ain't gonna say nothing. Oh, I can't do anything today. I don't feel like it, Bob. I just, and then you walk through the house with your little heels on and acting like you can't do nothing. Sometimes you get tired of that character. But, like I said, learn to turn it on and turn it off. Men are comfortable with women who knows how to turn it on and turn it off. They don't want nobody high voice in their ear all the time, 24/7. Oh yeah, Bob. They like the real women. Okay, real women. If you wear a lot of makeup, shoot, learn how to take it off. Let them see your real face and sit down and just be yourself sometimes. Learn how to turn it back. You're going on a date, put it back on if you want to, you know. You gotta know how to turn things on and when it turn on, when it turn off. If you're always dressed up around them, when it's time to go out and get dressed up, are you gonna look any different? You'll be like, oh, you look really nice. You can't say that if you look the same all the time, or you dressed up all the time. You know, then if you dress up all the time, then you have to step the dress up to the 5th power, you know. But if you're pretty lay low a lot of times, and then it's time to go out somewhere, wherever you gotta go, you step it up and like, oh, you look nice, baby. You know, it's kind of like that. Because we women, we do real, okay? We don't want to feel like dressing up, we ain't got you, right? I'm down with you on that. But, yes, that is what I love to do, and I think I am sitting right now doing what I love to do. Not only what I love to do, but for me, it's a double whammy. Doing what I came here to do and what I love to do, all in one mix. Now that's some good cooking. So, yeah, I'm happy and I'm loving this. Yes. And again, I did miss you all dearly. I really did. And I'm gonna say it again, I love you. So, yeah, these videos are gonna be pretty long because I missed the long videos. I really did. TikTok boys not forgiving when it comes to long videos. This is not forgiving. People want over there just wanna get in and get out. I can't explain nothing like that. Within 5 seconds, I gotta give it to you. I have to really explain it to you. 5 seconds is not gonna do it. But I think y'all ready for these long videos again, right? I think so. I think I am ready for it, okay? Because I got a lot to share, I believe. And hopefully you all can get something out of it, all right? But hopefully, coconuts, I answered your question. And if I didn't, I want you to let me know, all right? Your other part, I'll answer that in another video. Oh, and the other lady, I didn't forget about you either, okay? So, yes, learn how to turn the feminine energy on versus the masculine energy when needed. That's how I managed, okay? You want to cry? Go ahead and cry. You don't have to let nobody see you cry if you don't want to, but that's your feminine energy. Go ahead and cry. There's nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing wrong with a man crying. Sometimes they need to be released too. If he cries, I feel like a lot of times they're demonized for crying. Crying is a release. Let them cry. If they cry, let them cry. You know, don't say you ain't no man because you crying. He's a man. He has masculine and feminine energy just like you do. He can turn it on and off too. Okay? All right. So, yes, and I am doing what I love to do right now. Thank you, ma'am. All right. This is fun. All right. Until next time, I love you all. Peace and love, everyone. Have a good night.